how it all works together. We'll break it all down piece by piece by piece to get you to feel it. Then we'll go and we'll do some actual things. Okay. So first thing, let's work on the prep step. So just spread out a little bit. Good, that's good. Right there, bring yourself over a little bit because you're going to be pushing forward as you end. So like just this way. So first thing we're going to do is everybody hit right-handed at the end. Okay. So everybody's going to be ending up. You all jumping with your left foot forward at the end of your jump. Or is anybody jumping over? When you get just picture yourself like going through a jump. Does everybody end up with the left foot last?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, our push step is going to end up being our last step. So we want to make sure that we're stepping forward with our left foot first. Okay, so we're going prep, left foot forward, butts down, chest is up. Okay, so I want you to think about drop this back knee slightly.
This one?
Yep, the back knee. Yep, slightly. Good. Good. Contact action underneath the hip. Good. Hips are down, chest is up, hands are up. Good. We're going to just go back to tall. We're going to do that, let's say, 5-6 times. Just get the idea of just a drop. Get the hands up, chest. Drop. Hands up, chest. Okay. We'll do that a few times. Good. Good. Now, how far you drop down can vary person to person, right? But what I want you to think about is when I go to jump my highest, where are my hips? Right? For some people, that's down low. For other people, that's way up high. Okay? That part I'm not so concerned with yet. As you get stronger, that'll change, right? But what I want you to think about is where is that for you? And make sure that our hips are at least that low now. Okay, so when you go through your prep step, I want the hips to be there already, right? Everything from there, then on out, once we get to the prep step, say your hips are here, they're just gonna go forward. They're never gonna go down from there. They're never gonna go up. Okay, make sense? All right. Run through it again. Make sure we're not taking a big lunge step, right? We don't want to get far out front. We're going to take a controlled step, make sure that leg's underneath the body. Relax your hands to start and bring them forward as you start. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to hold that position, right? And now I want to think extend towards the right foot. All right, so the big key here is as we extend, so we're going to step and hold. As we extend, I'm looking for two things, right? So I'm looking at actually pushing and extending out from the body. I want to make sure that this heel is down the midline of where I'm going, right? I don't want it to be out to the right side, okay? Toes are out, hands are back. We fold, then push out, okay? Now you feel how your hips went back up. I want to keep the hips just going forward. I know, so one thing, when we're going through slow, it is going to feel extremely awkward. It's going to feel hard to hold positions. It's going to feel tough in your legs. It's going really slow, right? When this happens in full speed, it's happening like that. There is no holding positions, right? So it's not going to feel awkward when you're doing it out there, okay? Okay, I feel like you kind of stood up.
Yeah.
I want to slide those hips forward. Think about your hips being, there's a rope that goes from one end of the garage to the other. And once you set your hips at that low point, they just slide along the rope. Right? They never go back up. Okay? Try it. That's better. Good. Midline there. Toes are turned out. That's good. So now I want your toes to turn out. I want this heel to be more towards the midline of your body. Right, so right now that leg is out in front of the hip, right? I want this to be more in front of the midline of your body. So where you're going, good. Now, when you make contact with this, I think one thing I forgot to cover was when you make contact with that foot, we should be making contact through the heel and the outside edge of the foot. All right, so we should be far enough out to where we're not full foot down. Right? We get heel and outside edge of the foot. Remember, our body is continually moving forward. So as my body moves forward, then it's going to roll out to the whole foot. But I don't want to get the whole foot right away because I'm too close. You see how this one's pushing out in front of that leg?
Yeah.
I want to push more towards the midline, turn the toes up. Good. Now, when you feel your weight, it should either feel the heel or outside edge. The inside edge and the big toe should be up off the ground. Now you see how you're pushing out that way. I want you to think like there's a straight line down here. So probably give you guys some visual cues. You're pushing towards this blue line. You're pushing straight towards here. And you're pushing straight towards here. All right, so I like to use a basketball court for a lot of this. Or we're standing here because it's a little bit warmer right now. But basketball court or volleyball court, you have the lines. Right? So when you're doing your practice, use those lines, like stand on the edge line, right? And you're pushing, making our contact heel right down that line. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good, looks better now. Toes are out. We're out. There you go. Good. Now you feel like your whole foot's already on. I want to feel heel outside of your foot. Right now, I feel like you're pushing your hips a little more forward. I just want to have everything. I want this leg extended back, extended out. Right. So you should feel back knees down. Feel a little bit more kind of like in between versus slide all the way forward up. Okay. I feel how high your hips are.
Yeah.
Right now, there should be a separation between where your back leg is and your hips, right? So when you go through and you push, I should be pushing forward and getting that back leg out behind the body, okay? Good, now, we're gonna do that 3 more times, and now I want you to start thinking about the hands. All right, so when we go prep, hands are in front. When we go to push, hands are going back towards that back foot. Okay.
Do that again, will you?
Yep. So prep, hands are going out in front. As I transition from prep to penultimate, my hands are going back out towards this back foot. Good. All right, so do that one more time. I want you all to hold that last position. So think your chest are hips down, hands are back towards the back foot, chest up. That's good. All right, you're on the outside edge of the foot, hands back. That looks good. Just take the chest back slightly. Good. Okay, we're good there. Okay. Do that one more time. Just set it in. You don't have to hold it. Okay. Good. Now relax. Okay. So now we're going to be transitioning from here to block. All right, so we're going to start here, but what we're going to do is we're going to slide our body more forward. So think about you've already made contact through there. Now your momentum's starting to go forward. So we're going to bring this foot closer. Now you're probably going to have that whole foot down, but it's still the same. So start here, bring your body forward. So now you're kind of be in the same position. Hips are down, chest is back, hands are towards that back foot. All right, now we're going to work on the transition of getting this foot out in front of the body. So we're going to go hands and foot go in front of the body, hip and torso try to stay where they are. Right? The tendency is to go like this, right? Let that torso fall down. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I'm just focusing on bringing this hip and the arms forward. Right? Ball of foot makes contact out in front of where this thigh bone meets the hip bone. That's the sweet spot right there. Straight down the line, right in front of that hip bone. The reason why this makes a difference, right, is, so it's twofold, right? If I go internal, now you see how my thighs are close together. If I said to do a squat from here, it would be an awkward position to do that, right? It probably wouldn't be a very strong squat, right? If I'm back in that same position now, it looks a little bit more like a squat, right? Now if I bring it further out, now, remember this foot's what's stopping me from going forward, right? Now we're getting that thing where this knee ends up being the one that's exposed. So it's not as strong. So that's the sweet spot, is where that thigh bone leads straight down, that's where the ball foot's going to be. Okay? So go ahead and bring it all the way forward. Now, think you're in this position where that, for you guys, it's you push off your left leg, you're going to have your right foot out front. Yep. And then you're going to be sliding your body forward. So now you're a little more comfortable. Hips are down, chest is back. So you can see how this foot's all the way outside of this. This heel is a little bit like okay. Good. Now hands are back. Sink your hips down a little bit. Good. Now you're going to bring this back foot. Let's turn those toes up so you're going to bring that back foot out right here. But now I want to keep the hips down and back. I want to keep the shoulders back. I just want to bring the foot close, okay? Good. Backing out, don't bring hands so far back, bring it a little bit closer. Good. Now, hips are down, chest back. Good, now bring it forward. Good, and if you feel how tall you are, I want you to find the position, think about where you would be when you jump. All right, so sink those hips up. Good, so that's better. Feel that back toe there, just pointing straight forward. Turn it out slightly. Now, does that feel better? That's what I want to see on that back. Okay. Good, so go back. All right, now, depends on what our line is, right? If our line is towards me, or if it's towards here, right? If our line is towards here, then this leg is way too far out. If our line is towards me, then I just want to turn those toes out. Good. Well, let's bring your body a little bit more forward. Let's start from there. Sink your hips down. There you go. Arms back towards that back foot. Now bring this foot forward. Good. Now, feel how that foot is a little more straight now. I want to turn those toes out. Good. Now, sink your hips back. Sink your hips back towards the water bottles. Good. Now, hands towards the foot. Good. Now you feel like you're in a good strong position. Torso slightly further back. There you go. Good. So that's the position that we want to be to keep our thing by. We're trying to balance being able to push with being able to stop ourselves in the that way. Right. So find that position for you. Right. So for me or for most people, we're gonna have so you're turning with it's gonna be your left foot. So you're gonna have your left foot pointing towards roughly 10 o'clock on the clock. Okay. Heels right in front of the midline of the body. Toes towards 10 o'clock on the clock. And when I bring this one through, it's straight down where that thigh leads is where the ball leads. Okay? Hips are back, shoulders back. Right? I don't want to be in between already. When I speed this up, think about if I'm already in between, my body's going forward, right? So as I go forward, if I'm already in between, now I end up taking off this front leg and I'm passing up this back leg. So I need to have all of my weight back. Right? So when this foot makes contact, all the weight is on the back leg. When that foot makes contact, we're here, it's starting to block, the body transitions forward and extends up. Now when I actually get to where I'm toeing off and I'm leaving the ground, both feet are able to, I'm stacked in between both feet. If I get my posture too far forward over this front foot too early, I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that. I'm going to be taking off this last leg. Okay? Grab some water, take a second to me too. We'll run through it a little bit quicker.